false start. Now you're live.
Live on WFunnel TV, both of us.
Both of you. Were you live before me?
I was live before you, except I'm not in control, so I couldn't be. But I wanted to be. I was working
I
on
was
it.
just sitting there. I was waiting on you.
What?
What?
I got to have a link in order to get in, you know.
I gave you a link. Was it slow to get there?
Yeah. I mean, the second I get the link, I click on it.
Really?
Yes.
I've been like chilling over here. I'm like, man, where's
No.
that at?
I don't. I'm
coming.
I'm here. I even sent you stuff early, so you know
I got that.
I know, isn't that
so
cool?
That's when it was really odd when you weren't like popping right over. I'm like,
well, because I didn't get the link.
I'm sorry. Next time I'll have to find a better way to get it to you or something.
Yes. Carrier pigeon might work.
Carrier. I don't.
People are going, what's a carrier pigeon? Oh my God.
Because they're extinct. We killed them.
We did not kill them.
Yeah, we did.
Well, they were shot down.
You know the story of the carrier pigeon?
What? No.
No, not even with shotguns and pellet guns. They were used in ladies' hats. They were very popular for a time for the way the feathers moved.
That's mean.
And so because you didn't want to shoot them because you didn't want to mess up the feathers. And so they created these nets, like these giant nets, and they would put the food in the center, and then the nets would swoop up and catch a whole bunch at one time.
That's even meaner.
We caught so many, we cleared out the entire population.
Seems like a bad idea.
And then no more hats.
Yeah, that's the bottom line of that story. No more hats.
And
some might have thought of a different conclusion to that, but no.
My phone's ringing. 469. Red Oak.
Red Oak.
Red Oak.
There's only 6 people that live in Red Oak. Are you kidding?
Only 6?
There might be more.
There might be more. Let me get out of here.
So, after our conversations yesterday, I went hunting.
Oh my God.
And that's when I found that Word doc that was really designed, you know, as a precursor to a sales tool. And so then I went to all that stuff is already loaded for delivery. All those trainings.
All right. So what is it? I got it. I opened it. It's a document. So tell me more about.
Those are 18 lessons on demand. So under my Talking with Giants brand, I had it again when I was promoting that. I had that all put together, ready to make a push on all that training. See, this is what has happened to me multiple times in my career. Yesterday actually was a great realization because as I was after the meeting, as I was sharing with Rayanne, as we just started talking, and then it turned into a training session, turned into a one on a few training session.
Okay.
And she goes, oh my God, I've never heard this stuff before. And again, when you've been doing it your entire career, I've said it a lot, right? And so you just go, what? How have you not heard this? Right? And then all of a sudden you step back for a second and you go, well, okay, so she's never heard me train on this. Well, there literally are and Sean and I had this conversation then later in the afternoon. He goes, the one thing about your sales training, he said, the one thing about a lot of sales training is it's a rehash of other people's material with a little bit of twist from the trainer, maybe kind of. But he said, you have, and some of yours is that way, which is true because I've learned it from other people. But he said at the same time, he said, I have heard more standalone, unique stuff from you than anybody I've ever heard, which is very gratifying, which is very nice. And then so all of a sudden you go, we should do something about that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all of a sudden it's like, you don't realize that until you realize that. And so that's what, you know what I'm saying, is it was like, so there was the seven. So anyway, the thing that I shared a number of different things with Marianne, and she just goes, oh my God, if I would have known this earlier, I would have so many more appointments and I'd have so many more opportunities to present and close and ... And all of a sudden she looks and she goes, you need to be training more. And I was like, well, that's kind of true, actually. You know, I mean, it was not like it was, again, it's a realization, right?
Yeah.
You don't, when you've had the opportunity to do a variety of different things, you do the thing at that time. It's because you have the ability to do that. But all of a sudden, if you were to focus on something, you go, holy crap, what if we really focused on this? And so it really, so again, I had a little bit of that conversation with Sean later in the day then, because I said, am I hearing what Rayanne's saying correctly, or am I reading into this or building? And he goes, no. He goes, you teach some things nobody else teaches. And I said, well, we should do something about that. And he said, yeah. And so that's when I started, you know, looking through some of my archives, and I went, oh my God, I had this set up to launch, and then something else came up. So I didn't really launch it. But what we talked about with BGN, do you understand all the material we talked about that you need is on that piece of paper?
In that document? Everything
is there. And now doesn't mean it couldn't be re-recorded and freshened up a little bit, but the point is done. It's done. So even like the descriptions on every one of the courses, you know, so the description as to what it is there. The
Where
video
is that uploaded?
It's uploaded onto Expertise TV, which came out of the UK and out of Dubai as a competitor to Webinar Jam. And so we were playing with it. Sean and I both, we were testing it as a potential online delivery, kind of a competitor to Kajabi, kind of a competitor to Webinar Jam.
Before the others took over?
Yeah, before the others took over. So again, all of a sudden I'm sitting there going, well, done is the new perfect. Well, I could re-record each one of those. We could spruce them up, spiff them up. But the point is, we could also put out exactly what we have. And notice the number. I mean, I was working on the theory, right?
Okay.
Tonnage, low cost, right? Make a specific training tool available, tonnage, low cost. So again, that's what we started talking about is, again, after seeing what you had drawn up for Business Growth Network, how do we take existing content and either repurpose it or re-offer it in a different mechanism? So if you said, well, I need 18 videos, I would say, okay, you're there. They're done. Isn't that wild?
Yeah. No, I like that.
See, those were all recorded on Camtasia, which at the time was...
Big deal.
Yeah. It was like the only way that you could actually speak behind a PowerPoint. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So actually they're, you know, I mean, it's good content. It's all got written copy to it. It's got voice behind it. It's, you know, all that kind of stuff. But all of a sudden I'm sitting here going, holy shnikes.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah, well, it's done.
That is good.
Yeah.
Where are we at here? This was the one.
So it becomes that extension of the book. Now we start to make that whole feeder system, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we have to talk about the strategy behind it now, but the point is the content is there.
So then if it's uploaded there, I'm going to assume you don't have the original videos.
Well, that would be a bad assumption on your part.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
You found those too?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I have the original hieroglyphics when I first chipped it on a wall. So.
Oh my goodness.
But isn't that, so all of a sudden we can jumpstart that whole path, is my thought.
See, thank you for your purchase. Your book and travel savings card will arrive shortly. Please allow 2 to business days processing mail. Let's see. Trying to think about the entry into the conversation.
Oh.
What's that? Yes.
Rayanne just posted something, so I don't know what she posted, but hi, Rayanne. Oh, Rayanne's here. But she just posted something on Facebook because all of a sudden I got a ding on my phone that said Rayanne posted, and now it's not like. Yes, Rayanne, you caused this. Your nice comments yesterday. Thank you for those. Because again, which then caused me to think of how that training can get placed otherwise. It's funny because people sit there and say, well, you're a speaker and you're a trainer, or you're a speaker and a trainer. Those are the same thing. And speaking and training are 2 totally different things, but people think of them as the same thing. If you stand in front of a room, they think you're a speaker.
This makes logical sense.
Right. But in reality, the fact is that speaking is more the presentation of a concept for a short period of time. Sometimes it gets acted on, sometimes it doesn't, or a nugget or 2 will get pulled from it, but it's not a lifelong relationship from the speaker, and it's not a lifelong relationship from the audience. Whereas training is a far more intimate, it's a relationship. I have people I got a Fortune 500 company that I trained April 1st and 2nd, 2004, that a guy sent me a message 3 weeks ago that said, I just closed the biggest deal of my career using what you taught us at our training.
Funny how that works.
That's 14 years ago, 15 years ago. Isn't that amazing? So that's the point, is training is much more from here to forever. How can you create that relationship, and then you train over an extended period of time, and you keep on doing it. Quite frankly, I love training because of the relationship side of it. Speaking is fun. You're just a rock star. You're standing on stage, Thank you, Detroit. You're done, right? Mic drop, you're out.
Where you have to have the tape where you're supposed to stand with the name of the city because you can't even keep track of all the cities.
Exactly. Thank you. Where am I?
I thought they were joking the first time, and then I started paying attention when I was on stage. And on a regular basis, I'd go up there and there'd be a piece of tape that says what city you're in.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean,
like they weren't joking. Okay.
No, you really, when I did 288 talks a year for 6 years. Think that through. The ability to be confused as to where you are was very real, you know.
You want to learn how to sell.
Anyway, it just became, it was like a great reminder yesterday. Thank you, Rayanne. That number one, I love that kind of training. But number two, I need to do more of it. So let's brush this stuff off, get it out here, get it under the Business Growth Network, and firing this stuff up.
Fire it up. Fire in the hole.
Yep.
I don't even know where I got that from.
It's probably like a military thing, isn't it?
Yeah. That's not usually places they put me, though, so it's got to be a movie. They don't want people like me anywhere if they're putting a fire in a hole. They try to keep me far away from those front lines.
That
what?
I forgot where I was going with that.
So we have training we can add now.
Yeah, we have training we can, the point is we have training we can add now, and then we can either freshen it or we can modify it, or we can we can do custom, or we can do
put them in a Dropbox or something for me, those videos.
Of course. I think they already are, but I can, yeah. Certainly, if that would be of benefit to you. But the other thing it did is with another client that I'm working with, all of a sudden it was just like this. This is a whole new area of revenue for us, potentially, is to become, you know, kind of provide one more service within the framework of what we were setting up.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
I just had somebody reply that the program yesterday was too fast and too much of an overview
of
that of the 90-day challenge, and that I needed to go through and do 1 day of training per section. And I was like, yeah, that would be the 90-day challenge. I'm not teaching you every little detail on how to do everything for free.
Well, that would make sense. You know, yeah. Geez, there's a whole nother 7 or 8 video session. Oh no, these are MP3s. So we've got
cool too.
But we could do this as the precursor, as a free or close to free, or slightly less than normal. You know, however we wanted to.
Yeah. The 3 absolutes: mastering personality types, steps to building rapport, communicating with confidence, the 11 deadly fears, 8 for them and 3 for you.
See,
essential tools to attract and retain customers.
Yeah, so the tool one would have to be probably redone, and the personality types could be redone.
Weathering the storm, handling objections, prepping for success, offering the goods, engaging the sell, gaining referrals, rejection, processing your issues.
Don't you like the way I said that kindly?
This is really cool for a sales page, though.
Well, that's what. Again, it's really funny how you work on things and you put them there, and then all of a sudden you go, what am I going to do with this? Right.
Right.
Well, then you get, again, I get into training or I get into, as opposed to specifically just sales training, I get pulled into other types of training. So because you've been through it, you can do a variety of different things, right? So you tend to go that route if that's what's there at the moment. But it's kind of like, man, we really need to focus on this entrepreneurial thing, business growth network. Okay, well, this makes a lot of sense. And Sean and I were talking about it in the direct sales side. There's a number of really quality trainers in the direct sales space.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some of them that are training direct sales 14 years ago. Meaning same type of process, same type of whatever, and the marketplace has changed dramatically.
You think?
Most of the time.
It's changed a little bit. I get such a kick out of sales trainers who are like, I'm going to teach you how to do this just like I did it. I'm like, dude, you haven't sold anything but a car besides your own program, but
right.
A car. And that was like in 1984.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? You know, and that's unfortunately very true that it's been like that. And so you kind of go, what you thinking?
What you thinking? Let's see if
well, no, but I mean, they're teaching, you know, kind of and they didn't call it FOMO there, but it really was, which quite frankly, I hate. Fear of missing out. Oh, you're going to, you know, oh, you're going to miss it. Well, then I miss it. You know, it's caused a real anxiety in the marketplace, I think. But
anxiety in the marketplace?
Yeah. Because, you know, fear of missing out. What am I going to miss out on? It goes back to, this becomes part of that fear of rejection piece, actually, because, you know, let's use the honky tonk example. You see somebody you want to dance with. You walk over to them. You start up a conversation. You ask them to dance. They say no. Your life did not get worse. The only thing is they said no. You weren't dancing. You're still not dancing. Your life did not get worse. But we assign the fact that they said no as all of a sudden my life is worse. And it's not. But you know, it's so intriguing to me. Let's go back to a sales point. There are certain industries that have convinced people they have a problem. Right?
Yeah, no, I get that. See it in politics all the time.
Well, that's one place, but I'm talking about with our health.
Yeah.
You've got a problem. What's it called?
Restless
leg syndrome. Isn't that funny? We picked the same one.
Because it is the absolute most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
My dad used to call that cramps. You know,
I call that get up and walk.
Well, I get it, but I'm just saying, do you understand if you want to see marketing at its best, look at how they've convinced you that you have a syndrome that you didn't even know existed, right? And so what it's done is it's so diluted messaging. It's like, it's really frustrating.
What happens when you don't have goals if you're a salesperson?
Well, if you don't have anything to shoot at, where do you go?
But I mean, like specifically in sales, what is the outcome of not having goals?
Lack of clarity. lack of direction, lack of action. I mean, there's a variety of different things that come out of it. You know, if you don't have a goal to, if you don't have a goal to make a sale, then all you do is present. You never close. You never ask for the sale, right? So there can be a lot of potential things from it.
So I put here, sell, 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 but all those selling efforts without direction, and you end up running around like a chicken with no head, no clarity, no direction, and all your time is spent presenting, not closing.
Yeah. I mean, that's another thing that Rayanne and I were talking about yesterday. It's her statement. It's funny because I say it from stage a lot, but it became her statement yesterday was, people make sales so hard. They do. And it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be because it's not that hard.
So difficult.
So difficult.
Goals for growth. Yeah, my goals for growth. How long is that?
I'd have to go back and look at each one. Their goals for they're typically 30 to 45 minutes. Does that work for you?
Sure.
Yes.
Nothing.
Okay. Just checking. Just
trying to figure out how to make it the most enticing.
The most enticing.
The most enticing.
This is so again, we're into that flipping Easter egg hunt looking for exactly where those videos are.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, son of a. It's funny how that works.
Son of a mother. I'm sure that's exactly what you were thinking, right?
Exactly.
So I'm thinking like how we would separate the training from Business Growth Network and which one would go in the 90 days.
Well, I mean, part of it, you, to a certain extent. Well, we could
goals for growth to me is easy. That's BGN.
Yeah, but we could take. There's 18 lessons,
yeah.
Right? So there's anywhere from all 18 to 6 to 12 to, wherever you want to go with that.
What's your most like complex requested one, favorited one that gets more down into the issues that people want? I think presentation is definitely a 90 days because that's only going to be people who are really getting into the business.
Well, okay, so there's a video for each of the 7 steps of the selling cycle. So qualifying, prospecting, right? Those are all part of the sales cycle, but there's an individual lesson on each one of them. How to maximize your prospecting, that's lead generation. How to present the offer, how to ask questions, qualifying. So there's 7.
Are they listed in order?
Yeah, they should be.
So the 3 absolutes, is that in there?
No. The
Mastering where does the 7 steps start at?
Examine the marketplace, make first contact.
Hold on. Examine the marketplace. Okay, that's prospecting.
Yeah, examine the marketplace, make first contact, prep for success.
Prep for success.
Weather the storm, offer the goods, weather the storm, engage the sale, and request assistance. That's the EMPOWER acronym. The way to understand it is the EMPOWER acronym, the 7 steps of the selling cycle. Each one of those are independent, very important, whatever. So again, there's a whole lesson on how to gain referrals. I mean, it's focused on just getting referrals. What actions would you take to do that? So it's inclusive in the selling cycle, but it's also all of them are standalone lessons. And then things like rejection, that's a processing. Performance pyramid, we did that as a training one time. Dare to dream as a goals for growth. Those are more foundational messages.
Okay.
The 3 absolutes is a foundational message. Everybody should understand the 3 absolutes. Everybody should understand personality types. Communicating with confidence is the communication model. Why our communication? So those are, some of these are foundational messages. 7 steps to building rapport in a minute and a half or less is what I was sharing with Rayanne yesterday as well. And that's something not only for business, that's when I teach it on college campuses, I actually, I give them the business understanding behind it first on why building rapport is so important. And then, then they kind of look at you like, what? And I said, okay, well, let me reframe this. How many of you would like more dates? Most of the hands go up. This is the exact same process to get more dates. It's the exact same process. And that's what I did with Ray and Karen yesterday. And they just started laughing. And I said, it's the exact same. Think about it.
No, I mean, we've talked about that several times. Like, I think you mentioned it. When you're selling, you sell all the time. And if you're not selling, then you're not getting any dates. You're not getting a good job offer. You're not selling actual products.
Yeah, the sale is part of building rapport. Or the sale comes because you've been able to build rapport. It's the reason, again, think of it in a if people came to BGN yesterday, have never been there before, have zero rapport, and stand up and say, I have the best widget that will absolutely cure all your ills. Come see me.
Well.
Come see me. And then they go, well, nobody came to see me. I don't understand. Well, the reason they didn't come to see you is because you just puked all over them and you've got no rapport built. People do business. This is why the 3 absolutes is a foundational message. People do business with those they know, like, and trust. And so if I walk into a networking group and if I've never built any rapport in that group, I'm no different than the wall. You might as well just hang a banner on the wall that says, here's what I have to offer, buy me. You're just about as effective.
That makes about absolute sense.
Well, that's the point. And that's why people make it so hard. But here's what's so amazing. And again, this is part of yesterday's realization from training, which is what becomes so fun, is now being able to understand. I am a process trainer. And what that means is
I'm glad that you stepped right into the next question.
Well, the question is, what the hell does that mean? What that means is I train on a process, and then that process becomes transferable from industry to industry. The reason that I can present and sell anything is because it's not about presenting and selling the anything. It's about understanding the process of how to deliver that messaging. So once you learn, as an example, once you learn the 7 steps to building rapport in a minute and a half or less, you just do it the rest of your life. You've learned the process. So then you apply it where it's appropriate. So I said, I'm a process trainer. So when you learn the process, you can now go from industry to industry, place to place, thing to thing, because it ain't about the thing. It's about how to deliver the message on the thing. Does any of that make sense?
I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
Good evening, Jeremy. Welcome. So again, the point is, we were sitting there yesterday, right? And somebody walked up as I was talking to Rayanne. So Rayanne is holistic health, pain freedom, pain relief, pain reduction, right? Somebody else was insurance. Somebody else was real estate. But the process, although 3 totally different industries, the process is the exact same. And that's what people don't. There are people trying to say the only way to do direct sales is. Well, if you do direct sales totally different than you do real estate, you're doing it wrong. There's no nice way of saying it. You're doing it wrong. It's just wrong. So, and it's wrong because they're actually both the same. The end product is different, but the process is the same. See, I love this training stuff. I really do. I mean, because this is the part that we've tended to lose, because people think there are all these tricks and all these things. And there are tricks. They're just not good. I mean, they're not good for you in the long haul. We're doing well, Jeremy. How are you doing? Glad to have you back.
It's been so long.
Glad you made it to Egypt and back. Yes, our international audience. Cells or sales?
Which one? I always get them confused.
Sales brain. Well, I don't know where you're going. So if I'm talking about the selling process, I talk about sales.
You tell me which one.
Sales. S-A-L-E-S.
Okay.
My sales brain in a box. Oh, that sounds like it hurts. Glad to hear, Jeremy. And Jeremy, once again, we apologize for some of the rapka that was going off in the airport last week.
What you talking about?
All good.
Goodness gracious. My sales brain in a box.
Yeah.
Do you have one of those videos for me, like in a box I could download now?
Do I have one of those videos for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
Imagine.
I was actually going to, that's what I was looking for. There they are. What would you like? Which one would you like?
I don't know. Pick the one that looks pretty. Tell me which one
They
it
all
is.
look exactly the same.
Let's do the three absolutes.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Remind me the three absolutes.
The three absolutes are what's in it for them. You got to come from an others orientation.
Okay.
People do business with those they know, like, and trust. If I don't know you, I don't like you. If I don't like you, I don't trust you. And I have to trust you to do business with you.
Okay.
And people take action when they're ready, not when you're ready. So when you know that to be true, I am sending this via email to you at Warfare Marketing. Does that work?
Yep. Is it a link?
It's a Dropbox. So, so again, I mean, that becomes foundation, and also that's not unique to holistic health. That's not unique to,
no,
you know, insurance. That's not unique to real estate. It's consistent to all, right?
Yes.
And so, the point is that sorry, I'm selecting that one.
You're trying to do more than one thing at a time.
Well, that's what you asked for it, so I'm doing it. So they're all going to be in Dropbox here in a second. Anyway, so the point is that what's in it for them if I'm doing holistic health, the thought is what's in it for you? Holding your grandchild or being able to pick up your grandchild and love on them is what's in it for you if you're pain-free. What's in it for you for insurance is that you have the peace of mind to know that your family's protected should something happen to you.
Okay.
What's in it for you for real estate is you get to pound your chest and look at the beautiful home I live in. Okay. So the what's in it for you is consistent across the industries.
Okay.
Exactly what it is different. Same thing. People do business with those they know, like, and trust. I have to trust Rayanne that her methodology of helping me become pain-free works. I have to trust her in that, or I wouldn't execute her methodology. I have to trust in insurance that should something happen to me, my loved one will get paid. In real estate, I have to trust that you have found me the absolute best deal, or I don't do the deal. So know, like, and trust across three different industries. While what that means to that industry may be different, what it is consistent. People taking action when they're ready. With pain freedom, it's got to hurt bad enough, or I'm not going to take the action.
That's David saying the pain of change has to be more significant than the pain of the same.
Right. And so similarly in insurance, the awareness has to be great enough. More than likely, you've had to have some event that all of a sudden keys you in to your potential mortality. And all of a sudden you go, oh, geez, if that would have happened, holy crap, I wasn't set.
Right.
And people don't just buy houses to buy houses.
What?
No, typically. So there's, again, we want to upsize, we want to downsize, we want to change areas, we want to change cities. So people take action when they're ready. When they're convinced that, in fact, that offering is them. So here's the extended point to all this. All three absolutes are absolute across three different industries. Well, guess what? It's across all industries. The point is the absolutes themselves, the concepts themselves are consistent no matter what the industry is. So that's the process. When you understand that those are, you will think differently, you will act differently. If you recognize that people do business with those they know, like, and trust, and that's an absolute, what's your goal? To earn trust. Because until you earn, it's even anybody and everybody who's listening, I have to earn their trust as a trainer before they even believe these points.
This is true. But they just look at you and be like, psh,
yeah, right.
Shut your pie hole.
Yeah, that's right. Shut your pie hole. This what does this have to do with my? You just don't understand. You've never sold what I sell. Yes, I have. You sell people. I sell people. We both sell people. We sell products to people.
Right.
We all do the exact same thing. This is the part that people don't. We're in the results business. We're all in the exact same business. We're in the results business. If we can't deliver results, there is no sale. Are you thinking about the page, or are you thinking about what I just said?
I know what you just said. Like, we've discussed it before on our Sales Fridays.
Right.
I'm thinking about where it fits in. And I'm thinking when we first discussed the customer value journey, that's the lead in, because one, they're not going to build the customer value journey at this particular point. But they need to understand why it's important. And that's that know, like, and trust and what's in it for them. Because if you don't believe the what's in it for them is important, you're never going to understand the customer value journey. If you don't believe that building trust is important, that you should just go for the throat, it's going to be irrelevant.
Exactly. Which I think one of the statements that you could make in that piece that you just did is kind of a shocker, thump them in the head statement.
Uh-huh.
No matter what your business is, everyone is in the same, or something, however eloquently we say that, we're all in the results business. That it's like, because that's a concept. And if I can get you to understand that concept, you now start to pull in the process that allows you to get to that concept.
That makes sense. YouTube video. Oh, you know what? I just copied something else. So let me go back. It's already up. Look at that. It's great when your internet works.
What?
Still processing, though. It says it was up. Cheater. Oh, I have to hit publish.
Way to go.
Is there a good page for... We have to create thumbnails for everything. I can see that it was created quite a bit ago. Save and exit. Oops, let's not cancel. Let's just save progress.
Well, that's
save early and save often in Kartra.
Well, and that's why, it's interesting, because I was actually thinking about this yesterday when I found that page.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I think would be an interesting thing to do, especially for BGN and especially with your facility there,
mm-hmm.
is for me to actually refilm these up on stage with the TV next to me, right? And speak to it, in that live setting.
There's your video.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there it is.
There's your video. Let me go over here now. Let's see the 3 absolutes.
See, isn't that cool?
And then we're going to drag over some text here. So anybody wondering how easy membership is, I've downloaded an existing video, uploaded it to YouTube, inserted it.
And we be off and running.
And we be off and running. There are 3 absolutes in any presentation. Learning these absolutes and putting them into action will immediately create greater relationships, develop stronger business, and enhance your sales. It is then and only then that you will accomplish what you set out to do in the first place. That is to provide a solid solution to your prospect to fulfill their needs, wants, and desires with quality. And you've done it in such a way with your new customer will want to become your biggest ally. We can go save progress. Save and exit. Oh, I completely missed the reason I came there in the first place.
Thanks. Nice.
I want to preview so I can get a screenshot. And then I want a PNG to a JPEG.
Okay.
Where's the one I've been? Preview, because I want to put a picture in the pretty little window. Let's go back over.
You know the picture that well, I'm going to send one to you.
Well, I'm looking for one that has the training.
It's we, you know, from our March 30th event, Sean's got some of those, right? Standing up on the stage, and so that would be awesome. And it's,
well, I meant Sean, like
yes.
I mean looking at like the actual training.
Looking at like the actual training.
Yes. Go away. Why are you still here? There you go. Like it's on an iPad. So I'll get a better one,
Confused.
I think, later.
Confused.
Confused.
I'm not sure what you're suggesting.
Well, what? Hold.
This is one of those where
Hold,
you know what you're thinking, and that makes one of us.
As long as one of us knows, that's a good start to everything.
That is a good start.
So I'm going to download that, and then I'm going to come back over here to Kartra. Save and exit. It's 10:02.
So my question to you is, now that I have all those in Dropbox, you want me to send you them all individually? Yeah.
Or in one box, or however you want to do it.
I don't think it does that well. I mean, maybe it does. I don't know.
It depends if they're all in one folder.
I'll try to put it. You know what? It's funny. I have a hard time with Dropbox because I create new folders to be organized, but then the folders don't. I'm out of sequence.
I get it.
Probably sure it's user error.
I've never been, I mean, there was a time, again, that Dropbox was the only one, and their launch was epic, the way they did it, worth repeating. But since then, Google Drive just silly not to love it.
But you could, so.
Oh my God. So this iPad, it literally has the Wi-Fi symbol, the battery, bell, like Southwestern Bell, the time, and the battery, so that it looks more like
it's real.
Like it's real.
That's so cool. So where's the picture? Oh, you're
antsy.
No, I just was asking. I didn't realize where we were in the process.
Uploading. We are uploading the file in the process.
So where is it now?
There we go. I could work on that, but to get something.
That's kind of cool.
Because that's cut off. So if I cut it off a little shorter, it should fit better. It'd be nice. I think somewhere there's a thing that tells me exactly how many pixels those should be. Welcome to Business Growth Network Insider membership. My sales brain in a gift box.
I like it.
Imagine the ability to learn all you need to know, plus the worksheets and network assistance.
Yes.
To implement. I can't spell implement. Implement and actually fill your pipeline. What would you do with a pipeline?
Fill your pie hole, but
fill your pipeline.
Close more sales.
Build trust.
Yes.
With your leads and close more sales. How's that sound?
Yeah, I like it.
You like it. Lotto, bold, and because people are blind as bats, white.
Yes. I have a hard time with gray myself.
All right, so we'll put a couple more.
Yep, I'll fire these off to you here. And you've got the descriptors, right?
Which is a good place to start. And then what we can do is we can go through and
save
early and often. So, do you know what you're training on?
No, I don't train.
Do you know what you're teaching?
It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
I know, but I was going to tell you I can't do Friday. So I was going to say let's move it to Thursday and you can train while I finish.
Okay, let me.
You have 12 right there.
I know. We can train on. How about the 7 steps of building rapport in a minute and a half or less?
Does that mean your presentation will only take a minute?
No.
We're going to need longer than that.
We'll need longer than that.
Okay.
I'll look at one of the other ones. We'll figure out. One of the 18. How's that?
One of, so is there 18 or 12? There's 18 in there?
There's 18.
Okay.
There will be 18.
Cool. So I will figure out where they all fit. If you'll get them to me, I'll start downloading them. And we'll get them up in there.
Okay. I will send them to you as soon as possible.
Still loading. Still loading. All right. Bye, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. We will do sales training tomorrow and off Friday. Bye guys.